Hi, I welcome everyone to this live section. I welcome everyone to this live section. We just concluded a part where the network didn't allow us flow properly, right? So I'm gonna share this. Okay, so for XAUSD basically, this class won't take time. It shouldn't take more than 10 minutes because I just basically want to explain a very few things that we should look out for XAUSD this new week, right? So for XAUSD was bearish if around last week or 2 weeks ago, right? After a very long time of being bullish, right? We saw a strong sell push of over 1,000 pips or more, right? And basically we got a few reversal that we're banking on right now to execute our positions for whether we are going to continue buying or we're going to start looking for opportunity to sell. Now, the daily time frame, we have some major resistance level, which is this, and we have this minor resistance level. Right, this is not minor. This is daily time frame, so it's not minor, right? The 4 hours time frame, what can we basically see? We just try to mark out our major levels, right? We try to mark out our major resistance levels, and we have this resistance and we also have this resistance level, right? This is support, but anytime market comes back to this level, if it retests this level and comes to the downside, then automatically that support level has become what? Has become a new resistance level, right? We're on the same page now. Basically, it's for XAUSD. But what's our projection and what are we expecting XAUSD to do for us this new week, right? What are we expecting XAUSD to do for us this new week? And that's where I would like to use my part to do some basic explanation. This is where I would like to use my part to do some basic explanation, right? Yeah. So I welcome you once again to this live class. I welcome you once again to this live class. So we have this push right here, right? Market created a new resistance level right here. There was a few correction. Market retested our resistance level, right? There was a retest of this neckline right here, of this kind of M pattern neckline right here. A market sold back to create some kind of like equal level right here, and now it's continuing. But now, what? How do we understand what trend this is on? For an uptrend, we have to continue seeing what series of higher highs and higher lows, right? We have to continue seeing series of higher highs and higher lows for us to understand that okay, what we're on an uptrend. But for a downtrend, what happens? We have to keep seeing series of lower highs and lower lows, right? We have to keep seeing series of lower lows and lower highs, right? For a downtrend. But how do we understand which trend this market is heading to right here? I've basically been able to draw up the foundation for it by marking out a major support level, a major resistance level, and support level that we're looking at executing our position. Now, this is a support level on the 4 hours time frame that we cannot just overlook, right? And basically for me, when market gave this move, I was expecting correction back to this level, and probably market give me something like this for sales targeting this level. But now we have two chances here, and we have two basic things that could happen based off this move right here. And what are the two things that can happen? If the sellers are still going to take control of this market can either correct from here and sell, or even break comes back to retest this level, create a bit of consolidation or do something like this, then what? Then sell. This is very, very realistic and possible, right? This is very, very realistic and it is very, very possible for us to see a move like this. It is very, very possible. It is very, very, very possible for us to see a move like this on XAUSD. But if this doesn't happen, and if the buyers are going to take control of this market, if they are going to continue taking control of this market, we look for to execute our position on gold right here. Now look at this level. We're on the 2 hours time frame, and basically why I'm using this is just to make our now we're on the 1 hour time frame. And what can we using for us entering our buy on gold? We have this level right here, right? If you agree with me, this is a what? Now, okay, market was selling. This is a lower high, right? This is an high right here. This is another high, but this high right here is lower than this one, right? This is a lower high, higher low. Can you see that when market corrected, it's created a new low, but the low that is created is what? It's kind of higher than this last one. And what makes up an uptrend when we continue seeing series of higher highs and higher lows? Now, if this is an uptrend, market has to break this level to the top side, and probably after the break above this level, we can tend to see what? We tend to see some correction that could come as far as coming into this zone right here that we have marked up. And what? Market can come back to this level, this zone. Market can start buying off this zone. And why are we paying attention to this zone? This is a 1 hour time frame. This is a 1 hour zone. This is basically a 1 hour zone. And 1 hour to hold. And my definition of 10 to hold is that the chances are very high. The reaction that market give at those levels basically are going to be what? The reaction that market gives at those levels corrects back. But the point of correction, what happened? It has created a new high that is higher than this last lower high and this other resistance level right here. I could see correction come back. It might come back to this level. Now there are two things. There are two things, right? There are two things we must pay attention to right here, which is that the correction might come back to this level and buy, right? Or come back to this level and buy. That's why whenever market is reacting at a zone, whenever market is at a zone, we can't just jump in, right? We have to actually just sit back and watch out for the exact reaction that it will give us at that level. And that's one of the major reasons why we lost on the GBP JPY buy that we got on Friday. The analysis was on point, everything was right. It was just the entry. Even the entry was very much okay. But what? Market wasn't ready to move from there. Market wasn't ready to move fully from there. And that was the exact reason we lost on that GBP JPY buy. On that GBP JPY buy. And I'm going to I'll show you the chart again. But for gold, I want us to basically conclude on what we're expecting on gold, right? So we have these major levels right here on gold. I want this chart to look so simple. We have these major levels right here on gold that we're paying attention to, and we're going to be entering based off the reaction that we get at these zones. And what are those reactions that we're expecting to see at these zones? We have a resistance level right here. So we basically understand that what anything markets give at this resistance level, we could make decision of it, right? We could enter we could enter a bias of whatever reaction we get at this zone, right? This is a resistance level. If market should break above this level and correct back, right? Break and retest, or any how you want to call it, uh whether it is buyer sign or whatever, then corrections, right? Then we basically do what? We join the flow, we continue the ride, right? But to get on the ride, we need to see a proper what? We need to see a proper break. We need market to give us sign. Camera is not showing. How? It should. Thanks for updating me, please. Let me share it again. Is it showing now? Is it showing? I just unshared and reshared. Okay. So basically for gold, like I was saying, we need to check out the reaction at these zones. Gold as well. We need break above this resistance level right here, above this support level right here. That is automatically going to become a new resistance. We need break above it to fully do it. To understand that okay, the buyers are ready to take us as far as 6,000 price level, right? They're ready to take us as far as 6,000 price level. So that's basically all for gold. But for GBP JPY that we lost on, do you get the analysis on gold now? So for gold, like I've been saying, to get on the buy on gold, you need a break above this level. Then wait for your correction to either come back to this zone right here or come back to this inner zone right here to get on your buy. And what could be your target? Your target could be this next level. And this level, the main reason I'm paying attention to this zone right here is because sellers could be resting at this level. Sincerely, sellers could be resting at this level, and it's very, very much possible that what if market comes to this level, it's very much possible that if market comes to this level, you might see some sales coming back to this zone. Very, very possible, right? If you're familiar with gold, you understand that what it shows once and stop. No, refresh your connection. The screen should show. the screen should show. It's working perfectly at my end right here. So sellers are resting at this level right here, right? Sellers are resting at this level. So it is very, very possible for us to see what some sell push at that zone. Very, very possible for us to see some sell push at that zone. It's very possible for us to see some sell push at that zone. But while the sell is cooking, we could potentially get on the buy, which I've given the scenario for us to get on the buy. And what are the two scenarios we have for us to get on the buy? Market is breaking above this lower high level right here, right? This lower high level was gotten on the 1 hour time frame and even significant on 4 hours time frame. Market has broken above it, but for us to significantly start, for us to look for buy on it, right? Because we don't want to trade the noise and we don't want to trade the few pips movement or whatever. We want to trade properly, right? So we should expect market has broken above this lower high. It's giving us signs for buy, right? It's giving us an indication that the buyers are in the market, right? If market breaks above this level too and start correcting, it might correct back to this level and give us what? Some good buy move, right? It might correct back to this level and give us buy move up to this place. Don't forget that I said these are buy targets, possibly this week. These are buy targets, right? It might give us correction to this zone and do what? And buy as much as this. Or it might even correct back way below that zone and come back into this inner zone right here. And come back into this inner zone. That's why we shouldn't just rush immediately market gets into a zone. But what? But we need to actually stay put. We need to actually stay calm and watch out for what? For how it react at those levels. For how it react at those levels. Now that's all for good. Let me do a quick review on GBP JPY buy that we got on and lost on Friday. And this trade was so painful, sincerely, because everything went very, very well. Even though fundamentally this trade should have gone wrong. Sincerely, fundamentally this trade could have gone wrong due to the news that came out on Friday that showed weak US dollar, and the investors are running into keeping their keeping their uh, keeping their assets in what? Keeping their assets with Japanese yen. Keeping their assets with Japanese, investors see Japanese yen as a safe haven. So when there's chaos in the market, investors tend to do what? They tend to keep their money in yen because they see it as a very stable currency, right? I want the same page. So why did we get on this GBP JPY trade and how did we lose on it? I know you might be wondering, right? How did we get on this GBP JPY trade and why did we lose on it? Now let's check out something very quickly on the 4 hours time frame. On 4 hours time frame, do you see what's happening right here? On 4 hours time frame, if you remember the last analysis we did on GBP JPY, right? If you remember very well the analysis we did on GBP JPY, we're expecting to get on sales from here, but we lost this entry. We couldn't get this entry because I think it happened very late at night and I wasn't active on charts, so we could not get this sell entry right here on GJ. But now what is happening and why did we enter the buy? Now market broke above this, right? Market created a minor resistance level right here. I saw a break above it, and that was the major reason we got on the buy. That was the major reason we got on the buy on GJ. But let's go to a lower time frame to see it clearly. Let's go to a lower time frame to see it clearly. Now, for GJ, I noticed something. GJ was finding it very hard. Now, I have a strong support right here. We have a strong support level right here. And GJ was finding it very, very hard. I didn't mean it has created a new lower low. I would have done what? I wouldn't have bought. But instead, I'll be looking for opportunity to still sell. Right? But instead, it was finding it very, very hard to create a new lower low. And immediately it was creating a new lower low. Your screen isn't showing, bro. How come my screen is not showing? How come my screen is not? Let me unshare and reshare it again. Let me know. Showing now, please. I just shared my screen again. Let me know if it is showing now. Let me know if it is showing now, please. I need your feedback. Let me know if it is showing now. Is my screen showing now? So very quickly on GBP JPY, but I don't plan to stay too long on this. Very quickly on GBP JPY, right? So market couldn't create a new lower low, and from there I knew that okay, it's possible that what the buyers are trying to take us initial planned sell entry, right? Which is exactly what I think they are still going to do, right? What I think the market is still going to do. What I think the market is still going to do. So now market failed to create a new lower low, but instead give us a new resistance. We got a strong break above the resistance level. We got some correction back above. Then I waited for a break back above this zone. Then I got in, and market still took me out. You can be 100% patient and still lose money in trading. That's one of the funniest thing, right? So we got an entry here. Let me go to the 30 minutes time frame so you can see it way clear. You can see it better. So you can see it better. Let me go down to the 1 hour time frame, the 30 minutes time frame rather. So how did we lose on this? How did we lose on this trade? How did we lose on this trade? It was a very very good trade. Sincerely speaking, it was a very very good trade, and it had moved 120 pips in in profits now in our direction now, but it took us out before moving, right? And our SL is too tight too. It could have been around somewhere here. Our SL could have sincerely been around somewhere here. It was too tight. It was basically too tight, right? Our SL was basically too tight, and our SL could have been here. But now that our SL, let's check out how we lost on it, right? Let's check out how. Let me reverse this to the way it was. Okay, so this way. So just like I said, we had the break above the resistance level. Some corrections happened, and I saw this strong break above again. And I basically entered before the close of this red candlestick, and we still lost on it. Why? Market created a support right here. Look at what happened. Market created a support right here. I knew that okay, the market is going to be very serious and it's going to be straightforward and doesn't want to play with our emotion. It shouldn't break below this support level. And sincerely, it didn't. But our SL was too tight to follow suit with our plan, right? Our SL was too tight. Our stop loss level was too tight to follow through with our plan. So what happened? It came back to the support to the low that it created before buying again. It came back to the low that it created before buying again. So that's one of the main things. So you can't be 100% right in trading. You just have to always do what? Trust your instinct and follow your strategy and be disciplined enough. Sincerely, that's the main point. That's the main point. Maintaining discipline in chaos. Maintaining discipline in chaos. Maintaining discipline in chaos. So what was our basic projection for? So it was the analysis went very very well. So instead, our entry could have been around somewhere here, but no, we got an entry too early. And even the entry we got too early, I wouldn't say this was really too early. I wouldn't say this was really too early because I got this green candlestick, I got this bullish candlestick, strong break above, and I just waited for this one to form a bit, then I bought. But it all good. It all good. We always have uh another chance, right? Even though we lost money, we have to still do what? Go hard again, right? Go hard again. So for GJ, what's my expectation for GJ now? What's my expectation for GJ? Now for GJ, the chances are very high that what GJ can come back to this level. GJ might even break this resistance level this time around. It's very possible for GJ to break this resistance level this time around, and it might not even break it. It might come back to this resistance level right here and do what? And start selling massively again. But depending on the reaction at the zone, like I always say, depending on the reaction at the zone. But let's just watch out. Let's stay organized. Let's stay disciplined. Let's stay consistent, and let's see how it goes. So we might be getting some sales from here, depending on the reaction that the market gives. And if we get some sales from here, any correction for sales that we get from here, if market comes to this level and is able to give us sales, if it breaks back below this level, they know that what we're ready for a long sale, right? We're ready for a long sale. We're ready for a very long sale. But if it is able to break above this level to the top side, what will happen? We start looking for opportunity to buy and probably a change of buyers. And even breaking above that level could be a fake breakout. So, but we need to be able to do what? Keep a balance between them, watch out for the reaction at the zone, and be able to make proper trading decision, right? So I wish us all the profitable trading week. I'll not be very much active this week because uh I have an event coming up this week, right? So I wish also the profitable trading week, and I'll keep dropping updates once I'm chanced, right? I'll keep dropping updates when I'm chanced, and I'm also traveling this week as well, right? All right, take care, guys. Bye.